Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to take a look at this PD decoy, also known as power delivery triggers. Now you can use these triggers to trigger different voltages out of your power delivery capable charger or power delivery capable power bank. So usually the default voltage out of any power delivery charger or power bank is 5 volts. What if you wanted different voltages that your charger supports? So if we take a look at this particular charger, you can see it supports 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts and 20 volts. Now when we connect our phone to a charger, your phone talks with the charger and tells the charger, hey, I support 9 volt, give me 9 volt. I support 12 volt, give me 12 volt. So your phone is doing the triggering part. Your phone is triggering a particular voltage out of your charger, and then your charger is able to send that particular voltage to your phone. What if you wanted to use these charger or power bank to power other devices which are not capable of triggering those voltages? So that's where these types of device comes into play. What you do is you basically connect these devices to your charger or power bank, and then you will use these dip switches to trigger different voltages. Now this particular one supports 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts and 20 volts, and 5 volt is usually default. Now if you remember my previous videos, you will remember that about 3-4 years ago I bought these types of PD triggers, and I've been using them for past 3 years now. The problem with these ones that these one you had to buy multiple, because this particular one supports only 9 volts and 12 volts, and for 15 or 20 volt version you had to buy another one. The other thing is that this was not completely solder free. So as you can see, I had to solder a couple of wires, and to get different voltages you have to short these two pins there. You can see there, very small, very intimidating to work with such small connectors. So that was the problem with this one, but I've been using this with my 9 volt modem without any problem for the past 3 years, and it hasn't failed on me since then. Now if you don't want to solder, this is completely solder free, and this single module is capable of changing voltages 5 volt, 9 volt, 12 volt, 15 volt and 20 volts. So without any further delay, let's just connect this to a charger and see how it works. Now to use this module, you will need a USB-C to USB-C cable which is power delivery compatible. I'm using this cable, and this is from brand called Besius. So first let us just plug in our cable here. Now I will connect my charger to an electric outlet. So let us connect it here. It's now connected. Let's turn it on, and our PD module is now connected, and as you can see there is a small red LED which is glowing, which means our PD module is getting power now. Now to check the voltages, I will be using my multimeter here. So let me connect my multimeter to the end terminals, and then we will check all the voltages that this module supports. Right, so our multimeter is now connected, and as you can see we are getting 5 volts at the moment. Now on the website you will be able to find a small chart which will tell you at what position what voltage can be triggered. So as you can see, this is a chart here, and which is what I'm going to be following now. So let me just trigger 9 volts out of this charger. So now to get 9 volts, all we'll have to do is put all the dip switches on the up position. So starting from the first one, so as you can see all the switches are on the top position, and we are able to get 9 volts without any problem. Now we are able to run any 9 volt router, any 9 volt device that we have inside our house. We'll be able to run using our power delivery capable charger or power delivery capable power bank. Now let us try to trigger a voltage which is 12 volt. Now to trigger 12 volt, what I have to do is keep the first two up and the last one has to go down. Now this should trigger 12 volt. As you can see, with a single module we're getting 12 volt, and I did not have to do any soldering. All I have to do is simply connect any wires here and connect a DC jack, and I can power all my 12 volt devices now. Now let us trigger a 15 volt. Now to trigger 15 volt, the last two dip switches has to go down, and the first one will have to stay up. So if I put this down, you will see we should be able to get 15 volts out of our power delivery capable charger. And finally we have 20 volt setting, in which we have to simply put the last one up, and we should be able to get 20 volts now. And because the multimeter has a limit of 20 volts, so if I increase the limit, we should be able to see that we are indeed getting, so you can see we are getting about close to 20 volts now. And now if you have any laptop, you want to charge your laptop using your power delivery charger, you can do that. Simply connect a DC jack on this terminal and you will be able to charge your laptop as well. So this single module is capable of delivering all the power delivery voltages and without having to worrying about soldering anything. Right, so now let me remove the multimeter from this terminal and connect a small DC jack here and show you a couple of applications that you can use this module for. Alright guys, so I've got a small DC jack here. The first thing that we need to figure out in this DC jack is to figure out which wire is the positive one. So to figure out which wire is the positive one, first put your multimeter in the continuity setting or the buzzer setting. As you can see now it is in continuity. Now take your DC jack. Usually the center is the positive or the middle is the positive. Insert one of the probe inside the center and check in which wire you're getting the buzzer working. So this is not the positive one. As you can see, this wire is going to be the positive one. So put one probe in the center of the or in the middle hole of the DC jack and check which wire turns on the buzzer. So in this case, this wire is turning on the buzzer, which means this is going to be the positive one. Now at the back of the module, you can see we have V bus and the ground. So positive will go into the V bus here. So let me just connect it there. And because I did not have to do any soldering because there is already a connector there, I can simply insert this in, insert the other wire in, and it is now connected. Simply take your screwdriver, tighten this up a little bit, and you're ready to use your DC jack here. So let me connect my 9-volt modem with this and see whether this works or not. Okay, so I've got my 9-volt modem here, 9-volt 0.6 amperes. Let's see whether this works or not. Make sure you change the voltage to the according to the device before you plug the DC jack in, because you may damage the device. So we need 9 volts, and for the 9-volt setting, you will see from the diagram that we that is available on the website, you will see that all the switches has to be on the top position. So I'm going to switch all the switches to the top position. So as you can see, all the switches are now on a top position. Let us check the voltage once again. Again, the center is the positive, so the red probe goes in, and the outer is the negative. So as you can see, we're getting 9 volts. Let's connect our modem and see whether this works or not. So here is our modem. Let me turn it on. As you can see, we've got lights. That means it is working. And when the power is low, usually the modem will restart. Let's see whether the modem will restart or it will stay on. So far the modem is not turning off. So there we go, the modem is not turning off. That means it is supplying enough power without any problem. So that's 9-volt for you. What if you wanted to run a 12-volt device? So I've got this small car light here, which I use from time to time, not in a car, but with a solar panel sometimes. So let me just take this out. This is an old style car light, and let's just put this in and see whether this works or not. So we need a 12 volts now. So for 12 volts, let's check again. For 12 volts, we need the top two up and the last one has to go down. So let's set our voltage here. So top two are already up, last one has to go down. Let's check our voltage in our DC jack. Center goes positive, outer is negative, so we're getting 12 volts. So I'm going to insert the red probe in the center of the DC jack, and it will go outside. As you can see, my 12-volt device is also running with a single module. So if your power adapter is damaged for a 12-volt device or a 9-volt device, you can use this single thing with your power delivery capable charger or power bank and then run your devices off of it. And finally, you can also use this module to run your Wi-Fi camera, such as this one, security camera like this one. So this particular one is from TP-Link, and you can see at the back it is 9-volt 0.6 amperes. So usually when I wanted to set up a security camera somewhere temporarily, maybe I want to see something, maybe monitor a particular place, not permanently, but for a short period of time, you can use this module and power your camera off of this. Maybe you don't have a dash cam, you want to temporarily use this as a dash cam inside your camera. You can do that as well using the 9-volt output from this one. So let us trigger the 9-volt output from this one, and if you remember, for the 9-volt, all the switches have to be at the up position. All the switches are at up position. Let us check it once more again whether we are getting 9 volts or not. We are indeed getting 9 volts here. So let's plug in our, and you can see it starts working. So you can power your Wi-Fi camera with this as well. Maybe you want to test your camera. Maybe there is a place where you're field testing devices, couple of devices where there is AC power source is not available. You can employ such small PD trigger or devices to test your devices that way. So as you can see, the camera is calibrating itself on this particular angle. So there we go. This was my video on this power delivery module. For the past 3 years I'm using these ones, but the problem with these ones is that you had to solder a couple of wires. To change the voltage you have to short a couple of pins. It was a lot of work and a little intimidating for a lot of people, including myself. With this one, this is a completely no soldering, simply connect your wire here with the DC jack and put in your power delivery capable cable with the charger. And if you want to use this on the field, you can run this using a power delivery capable power bank such as this one. So there we go. This was my video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.